Wonderland of the Americas. Get them cheap wands.
Are they still doing
Hey, we're talking about the best geeky stream shows. Up next on Geek.sa.
that? It's a weird.
And welcome back to Geek.sa. It's Friday and we're having fun and we have a guest this week.
Alicia! And we're going to talk about geeky stream shows. That's weird. That's odd.
Geeky stream shows.
That's an
Geeky stream.
odd turn
Geek
of
stream.
phrase, right?
Geek
Geeky
stream.
stream shows. Shows on geeky shows on streaming services? I don't know.
I got one thing to say before we start. Alexa, turn on the studio lights.
Oh, noise.
Let there be light.
Light.
Listen.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
there we go.
Stuart. Good job.
I don't like Alexa.
That's why we have a good producer. No,
Yeah,
well,
people
don't
are
tell her
saying
that
they
out
want you to-
loud.
people are saying they want you to bump up your volume because they want to hear your questions.
Oh,
my,
yeah.
My
Or
question.
your
Your little
comments.
side comments.
My side
Yeah.
comment.
They would like
probably,
to
Probably
see-
don't want to hear my side comment.
They would like to see drawings on the whiteboard of you drawing Optimus Prime and kissy faces for me.
Let's do
It's real
that
nice.
right
He makes fun of me because I was in love with Optimus Prime when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Was
The
that-
animated.
Yeah, it wasn't an emotional love either. It was more
Romantic.
It was romantic. I wanted to go on a date with Optimus. That's what they should have on streaming. Is
Date
Transformers.
With
Date with Optimus. Ooh, date with your favorite geeky cartoon character.
Make it so.
Make The Bachelor with Optimus.
They're rebooting
Geeky
Transformers
Bachelor,
anyway.
that's good.
They're going back to the 80s with that
Date
anyway.
Chitara. So yes, we're talking about the best geeky stream shows on streaming services like Netflix and Prime Videos and Hulu and
Disney Plus.
and
Is that
there's
it?
other stuff. No,
There's others, but those were the
there's
big,
like the
big
DC
ones.
one. Is
So-
there?
DC.
We can't talk about that because nobody here has that.
Nobody has
No.
it.
Nobody has
Well,
it.
so the best show is The Mandalorian. Okay, show's over. Let's go.
Okay. Bye.
No, it's not. It's Forky asked the question.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot to give you your present. I'll give you that later. Okay.
Okay. So the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
So the Mandalorian. So we binged through that.
Oh, you did?
quick.
Well, no, we didn't
Yeah.
binge through it because you had to watch it once a week. It just
Oh,
felt
okay.
like you
It
binged
felt
through
like
it
we binged
because
through
like your whole week disappeared until you got to the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So what do you like about the Mandalorian? As a Star Wars super fan.
I mean, it's the child.
No, it's the attitude. It's like everybody's attitude, right?
No, you know what I like about it?
Mhm.
It's got sort of this simplicity, and it's kind of got this humor that's like a throwback to
Yeah.
the original Star Wars. It's
but it's like a western.
it's like a Western. You never see his face, and so there's that element of mystery, and then of course the cuteness is beyond overload.
Right.
Yeah, it's around the
but-
second time period of when the second movie or fifth movie came out, which is when everybody wants it, and there's not too much Jedi junk, so it's good.
It kind of reminds me of like the Thor movies, you know. It's not the same director, right? Is it?
No, I don't think so.
The Taiki Waititi.
Yeah.
Where, you know, when the two stormtroopers are
Yes.
talking, and
Yes.
it feels very like a very modern, very unrehearsed scene. That,
Mhm.
you know, it just has that element of humor, very, you know, like Hitchhiker's Guide or something. I just love
That's what
that
I like.
element
that whole
of humor.
attitude.
When you put an element of humor that's just hits just the right note, I think that's what really
I want to
takes something
see
to the
a
next
show
level.
with those two, even though everybody hates them.
I don't know how they can hate them. They're hilarious.
They are
funny.
hilarious.
They're hilarious.
Love to hate,
They're
right?
Everybody's mad because they punched Baby Yoda,
It would
but
be
it's
like
funny.
Red versus Blue, but Star
Oh, like a
Wars.
Halo thing. Like if you don't know what Red versus Blue, it's Halo. You should look it up. It's hilarious too. It's that same vibe. It's that same kind of humor, but it's like these two Halo characters, and then like it's several Halo characters, and one of them's really, really, really stupid. So he kind of like moves the funniness along.
There's something about it that reminds me of Firefly,
Mhm.
especially the scene
yeah.
when they're having the standoff. And how you mentioned like it's like a western, like
Yeah.
there's something very Firefly about that.
Funny you should mention Firefly. I hear they're thinking about bringing it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard the rumor of that.
I heard that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Another rumor that I heard long ago that they were going to do a live action Legend of Zelda
Really?
show. But it's
But I haven't seen anything,
anything
about it.
about
Yeah, there was a couple of little
because
snippets
I've been
about
researching
it.
it, and then there was something back in when was it, like 2015,
Mm-hmm.
and then they mentioned something about it last year, the end of last year.
Somebody somewhere dropped the ball on that, I'm sure.
So what are y'all thinking about Disney Plus? Because I heard a lot of people after they watched The Mandalorian were like, cancel.
Well, we got to finish Clone Wars, and then we went into Rebels.
And we heard that there was more coming for Clone Wars.
There's not a lot of original programming. There's the Jeff Goldblum show,
I really like
which
that
is
show.
funny. Which
Yeah.
is funny, yeah.
and there's the Day at Disney special,
that
which
yet.
was amazing. Like different people's jobs in the Disney Corporation.
I mean, it makes it easier for me, so I don't have to get up off the couch and go get my Blu-ray and put them in the player and play them. Like
That's
the
true.
movies that I watch are just there on
But
Disney
then there's
Plus.
some movies that you have here that we don't even have on.
You know what
Yeah,
they have on
Blu-ray.
Disney? I can't believe they have the Black Cauldron.
Love the Black Cauldron. Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have Kenobi, right?
Yes, they're supposed
Fulbright
to.
That's not gonna be with
It's
Ewan
in
McGregor,
talks.
right?
No, it's supposed to be with
It's
Ewan
with
McGregor.
Ewan
Yes,
McGregor.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I would watch that.
Yeah.
Fulbright says, "Hey guys, that
Taika Waititi. Yeah.
Mhm.
directed that episode.
I thought
which
so. I
explains why
thought
there's
I read
funny
that.
difference
I
between
knew I saw
Stormtroopers.
something. Can't believe him. He's
Oh,
so talented.
okay.
He
Yeah.
does. Didn't he do What We Do in the Shadows? I love that so much. That
Oh,
vampire
no.
show. Have you never seen
No,
that?
I've never seen that one.
Oh my god, it is hilarious. It's on Hulu, but y'all don't have Hulu.
Oh, we don't have to.
But you can probably find it somewhere on demand, and because I think it's on FX,
Mhm.
and I think FX signed a deal with Hulu recently where they're
All their stuff
migrating
is-
thousands of shows, which is going to be so.
Well,
great.
we're still some of the few people on the planet that actually pay for cable,
Yeah, see, I only stream,
so
and
we can go see stuff on demand on cable.
Yeah.
So maybe we could go find it on there.
yeah.
So we have that.
And then the second best show that everybody's enjoying right now. Well, I don't know if it's the second best, but maybe it's the first best, right up there with Mandalorian. The Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher. Yeah.
The Witcher.
Yeah,
That's the
it's-
other big one that's like going all over the place.
So
It's
I
more
just-
fantasy, so I guess
Yeah.
it's number one fantasy. Yes.
Have y'all read the books or played the games?
No, neither.
Me neither. So I'm coming at it like totally.
I
fresh.
dabbled in the games.
It makes
But
me want to
not
go back
much.
and play the games, but that's another one that injects just the right amount of humor here and there.
With the bard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with the Witcher too.
Yeah, sometimes Henry
There's a
Cavill
lot
Yeah.
has a few
more cussing
zingers.
that I.
Yeah, it's odd to
Yeah,
hear them
it's-
cuss. I feel like
Okay.
they should be saying some kind of medieval cuss word
Oh, yeah.
instead of the F word. I'm like,
that was funny when he did that.
shouldn't they have
Yeah.
some other word? I don't know.
I was so confused. I think it was like maybe the 6th or 7th episode they started jumping around in time, and I was like, what is going
you
on?
have to really
I had
pay
to go
attention.
find the Wikipedia page and read it like 3 times because the plot is so convoluted. It's so intricate. There's so much going on. And I imagine that's how people felt when they started watching Game of Thrones. I didn't feel that way because I read the books.
Read the books, yeah.
But for The Witcher, I'm like totally a newbie at it, and I was like, what is
Well, you get it.
happening?
It just takes a couple of episodes later, and then it'll reveal a piece, and then you realize, oh, that piece 2 episodes over there was really actually after this piece.
Yeah, and they
But
did
then it
not
was
make it
before
very
that
clear
piece.
that they were
No.
flashbacking around. Which
Yeah.
That's the only criticism I have is that they really skimped it with that flashbackingness. Like you had no idea.
No, but
it
I
was a
like
flashback.
that. I like that
think
you
that
have
I
to
don't
figure
like
it
being
out.
messed
artistic
with.
way they were trying to do.
I don't like that.
Oh no,
aspect of it.
I really
No,
like that.
because it's so
lets
overdone.
You reveal
It's like,
over
let me
the
confuse you a whole
course.
lot, and then I'll make things clear. That's been done so many times. But
I don't know.
you
I
know,
liked it.
the other thing about The Witcher that I really like is Yennefer's character.
Yennefer, yes,
is a badass.
Yes, yes.
But she doesn't walk around like your typical female badass because she has that past of being like a hunchback or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she has and she's lived like an extra long time because wasn't she like in service for 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
And so like a 30-year time span has passed since she was 100. So she's older. And so you think about all this stuff and she's just so, her character is written so, I don't want to say realistically, but like she's subtle. She's subtly powerful.
Yes, yes.
It's not in your face.
And you believe in her, and then there are moments where you want her to be stronger, and then she has strength, but it's not the kind of strength you thought she was going to have, and you're like, wait a minute, do I like that? And then something else kind of comes around, and you're like,
is she
oh.
bad? Is she good?
Yeah.
So, I mean, in The Witcher is the same. Like, is he bad or is he good?
Yeah.
You know, it's like his character. I know they said something about how he doesn't have any emotion or something, but
Well,
obviously he does.
Right. They keep saying that, but we've come to believe that that's more like legend. It's more like stories you hear about Hercules and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It's more legend. They just don't necessarily act on it because we find out, well, never mind,
No
because you haven't
spoilers.
watched it all. No spoilers.
Let's not give it up.
So,
Steve
stop.
Cuneo says Lost in Space season 2
Lost
just
in
came out.
Space.
We were going to talk about that next.
We were talking
Lost
about
in
that
Space
next, so
rocks.
nice segue.
Nice segue. Thank you, Steve.
I mean,
Thank you for that.
I think it's family friendly, but you know, there is some
No, but
intensity
it's-
to it.
There's pretty family friendly. Yeah.
But it's one of the most exciting and interesting, action wise and everything, family friendly shows I've ever seen. Because I imagine that's just carrying on the legacy of, you know, the original. But it's just the science, the family dynamic.
Well, and again, we have a character that we are allowed to love to hate, right?
Parker
With Dr.
Posey,
Smith.
she's so weird. She's so weird in that
so
role. I love
weird.
it.
Love it. Love it. You
She's
feel
so
bad for her,
bizarre,
right?
off.
And yeah, there's something wrong with her, obviously. So
Yeah.
you feel bad for her, and then she's like super evil, and you like hate her. But then she does
And then
something
she
to help
does
the
some
family.
nice stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
does
I'm
something
so
backhanded
confused.
while she's doing something nice.
Right.
So it's
It's
like,
one of those ones that every episode I think is kind of formulaic. Like, oh, the Robinsons get in trouble and they got a puzzle, they got to figure it out, and and it's formulaic, you know. But at the same time, that makes it comfortable to watch. It makes it, you know, when you like with The Witcher. Every episode I was like, wait, is this the same show? What am I watching? Like, sometimes I have a hard time carrying the thread of plot for each show that I'm watching because I watch so much.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, is Yennefer in The Witcher? Wait, no. And you know what I mean? Because there's no formula. It's all over the place. There's the Bard episode, and there's and so it's everywhere. And I really love that unpredictability of The Witcher. But then at the same time, Lost in Space has that sort of formula of every episode.
Yeah.
But I still love it.
But we've gotten to where we watch so many of these shows. So sometimes you were saying, like, for you, the Witcher, the whole plot twist has kind of been overdone for you. So for me, this whole trope of, like, you know, girls have got to come into their own and be strong. So the whole thing that they did with the one sister in Lost in Space, I was all...
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. Like, really, she should be a secondary character. Nobody cares about her. You know, there's got to be a sibling that nobody cares about, and it's her.
What I really like about it is how it just really, in my imagination, seems like where we're going in real life. Like it in 20 years.
Yeah, eventually
it's
we're
like
gonna have
it's
to get
not
there.
really that far away. The Lost in Space, and when it seems like it's very close to where we're headed, and almost like, you know, Star Trek. Like Star Trek is sort of, in a lot of people's imagination, that's our future of humanity. And I think The Lost in Space kind of has the same feeling.
Oh,
where
that
they're
reminds
looking because
me.
they were looking for another habitable planet, and they went as a family because it's better for them
And we're
mentally.
So if you
and-
like that, Vince introduced me
Yeah.
to a show. Were you thinking the
It's
same
called
thing?
Mars.
Yes, it's
Yes.
called Mars. Okay, it's called Mars. It's on
So
Netflix.
it's like a show / documentary.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's so good because the show part is like all of these
They're doing
families
that a
and
lot these
scientists
days.
that like
Yeah.
go and they living
Yes.
in a habitat on Mars, and then the documentary part is like Neil deGrasse Tyson and everybody
and
who's
the
like
guy
with
that
him.
wrote The Martian. Is
Yeah.
in there
Yes,
too.
Yes.
I was gonna say like The Martian.
so. Oh, we're
Thunder.
getting some thunder, lightning.
Let's
and
check
the
our
thunder.
UPS. Oh wait, we don't.
So I want to know, you guys, if you've watched now. There's the pretty obvious like fantasy sci-fi series,
Yeah.
but then there's the ones that are kind of like more of a thought experiment, but they put science fiction into it, kind of like that movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Oh
Mind.
yes. Okay, I love
So
that one.
Living with Yourself with Paul Rudd.
We've
is-
been wanting
is
to
like
see that, but haven't seen
It's
it.
like
yet.
it's like an idea, but made into a show, and it's got kind of a sci-fi element just because it's how the idea is sort of executed. I really love it. Really love it.
Kind of like being John Malkovich.
Oh my gosh, I love being John Malkovich.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
kind of
weird.
along that line, but it's more linear and it's more, But yeah, that one's really funny. I highly
Pop Culture
recommend
Geekery
that.
says, "Hello guys, hey,
Hey, how's it
How's it
going?
going?
Pop culture geekery.
AKA Joe."
I mean,
AKA
Paul
Joe.
Rudd can almost do no wrong.
I was
in
gonna
my
say
eyes.
Paul Rudd is like hilarious.
He's really
hilarious.
just matured into this incredible. This is like for his career because he plays two different characters, but two different characters are the same person. It's just two different aspects of personality. It's a really great
Does it?
acting.
Since
exercise.
I haven't seen it, have you watched the whole thing?
No.
Oh, when you're watching some of it, do you get any of that fight? Have you watched Fight Club?
Yes.
Is it any of that Fight Club?
It's not in his.
kind of.
No. It's. I can tell you what it is because it happens in the first episode, but he basically goes to a spa to become a better person, to help him become a better person based on a coworker's like recommendation.
Mhm.
And it doesn't take place in the future or anything, kind of like Eternal Sunshine, but what they actually do is they wind up extracting his DNA, cloning him, and making one of him is really good, and then the one that actually went into the clinic is just left being the bad guy. He's not bad, but he's like
Just kind of a dud.
just kind of a schmuck.
It's like Multiplicity. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
Multiplicity?
it's a lot like Multiplicity, but it's more. There's more serious connotation to
Right.
it and everything.
I love Multiplicity. Michael Keaton can do no wrong for me. I just love.
Oh
Michael
yeah,
Keaton.
Even
I like
like
clone
Birdman.
stories.
I like Birdman. You like clone stories?
Yeah, like what was that one, Orphan Black?
Oh, I haven't.
Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
You did.
Did we
I
watch
did.
the clones?
I watched it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You watched a couple of them, but I watched
More.
more.
Is that on Prime? That's on Prime, right? Speaking of Prime, what did everybody think about Carnival Row?
Well, we tried to watch it,
Fell asleep.
but we kept falling asleep.
I have so many shows like that. And then the next day I'm like, do I want to rewind and watch?
I know. I'm
Yeah,
like, was I
couldn't
tired
get-
or did I hate the
So
show?
listen, like Watchmen, Carnival Row, there's a couple of shows that use science fiction and fantasy purely as a vehicle to tell a political story or make a political statement or and so talk about a political period in time or whatever and so that's what that is to me. It's basically like watching something historical or political having to do with culture clash
Okay.
and
Yeah.
colonization and things like that.
Yeah, because the only thing I remember from Carnival Row is like they're killing all the Fae and like she's one and she gets away
And then the Fays are slaves in this area.
And then
I
fell
thought it was
asleep.
going to be a little bit more steampunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we thought. It was going to be a little more steampunkish.
Yeah.
And
It did.
was.
I did lose interest in it.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
decide
we
if I'm
did
going to
too.
go back and finish.
So I don't know if you need
I don't
to,
even
like,
think we made it
watch
through
a
the
lot
first
more into
episode.
it.
Maybe.
I can't do that. See,
I
these
think we
days,
made it into the second
there's
episode.
just too much out there for
Mhm.
something not to grab me immediately. Like, if you don't have me by episode 2, I'm sorry, but it's over. Because, honestly, we're so overloaded, overwhelmed with options these days.
Mhm.
It's almost like a good thing as far as, like, competition, but also a bad thing because then we expect way more. And they just keep having to raise the bar and raise the bar and raise the bar.
Well, we've gotten to where we expect these movie level, segments in these TV shows.
Yeah.
Especially after Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We're expecting something grandiose.
And that's why I like The Mandalorian, because it's like they do spend a lot of times on the special effects, but the whole show isn't all about special effects.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the special effects, like I do kind of marvel at, the spaceships taking off and the vehicles
Sorry.
and stuff like that.
I'm allergic to cedar and my face
Oh,
itches
it's
really
awful.
badly and
Yeah.
I'm trying not to scratch it.
But it's much more about him and the decision that he's making, and I hope it goes
I think
deeper
and a lot of it is
into
that,
his culture,
yeah.
into the Mandalorian culture, and why he even chose to do that.
They're supposed to do like an intro to Kenobi in next season.
Oh, really?
When are they
Interesting.
going to finally have Kenobi ready? Not till 2021?
2021.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Another thing that I heard is that The Punisher may be going to Hulu.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they're done with Daredevil, right? So there's no more, as far as I've
we know,
heard, no more Daredevil.
They could do it on Disney Plus.
Loved Daredevil. It was so good. I really liked Punisher too, though. Did you watch any of those? You're not in a big comic book.
No, no. I started watching Jessica Jones. I started watching.
I didn't like Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I started watching. Not Legion.
Didn't like
Legion,
Luke Cage.
but that's on TV too.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
they
like
have
Legion.
Luke Cage.
What's the one where Jessica Jones and everybody else, it all kind of comes together? I don't know.
Oh, it's all of them. It's
All of them. Daredevil and everybody. That just
Defenders.
Defenders.
that didn't go well.
Defenders, yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then what was his Iron
Fist.
Fist? Ugh,
Okay, so
terrible.
I did like the first season of Iron Fist. I thought it was interesting that he was sort of scrawny and skinny, and he wasn't like the big bulky superhero type, and he was more like a martial arts type guy. And he was, I really just, the casting to me, he seemed very much like a little boy, the little boyish, which I thought was appropriate since he was separated from the world as a little boy. And I really liked the casting of the bad guy and his, his sister and everything. I really did enjoy the Iron Fist. I think possibly they stopped it too soon. It might have had potential to get better.
It was starting to get better. You started watching it later too, and you started enjoying
A
it.
little bit later, it was okay.
Especially since one of the characters' name is Colleen.
That's true. I mean, any character named Colleen has got to be awesome.
And in these days, I don't think you can look at these shows anymore as going on for longer than, max 8 seasons, but like some of them are just limited runs, like a one-shot wonder. Like Good Omens was like,
That show was hilarious.
it was so great. It was so
So
great. I
hilarious.
think that one's just going to go down in history. And I think, Amazon is trying to keep up, with the Joneses, and I think they're going to do some more Terry Pratchett. And I think, they got the big one coming, the Lord of the Rings series.
I'm curious to see how they pull that off, yeah.
That's gonna be
What
awesome.
is that going to be? Is it going to be the Lord of the Rings, or is it going to be based on the lore of Lord of the Rings, and it's going to be its own thing? Do you know?
No, I haven't seen.
I think it would be weird if it was like Lord of the Rings series style. And and then on Hulu in 2021 is going to be Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which
That sounds like that has potential, but it just depends on how they do it.
I'm pretty sure. Listen, they could take it, not just be the first book. They could take it all the way through, and then it would be like, okay, we've already seen the BBC series, we've already seen the movie of Hitchhiker's Guide.
I
Okay.
was actually going to bring this up, but Culture Geekery says, "Did you watch The Boys on Prime?"
The
Yes, we did.
Boys!
I
That
loved watching that.
rocked. Oh, I forgot. And they're coming here to San Antonio
Yeah.
for Celebrity Fan Fest. That show, okay, it was a little hard to swallow as a woman.
That show made me sick to my stomach.
A little bit. It's hard to watch, but at the same time, I felt like it was doing something real different that hasn't been done yet. Maybe it has in like here and there a couple ways. I mean, a couple things I know that have done that concept, but
like I saw that movie Brightburn, and I think
it was more like what you thought Brightburn was going to be.
been.
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and it's interesting
I
as a
how
concept.
meta it was. So meta, you know? It's like you're watching a show about superheroes and they're like becoming these commodities. They're, you know, commercializing superheroes and but yet they're still superheroes and oh man.
But they're super not good at being superheroes because they're super.
Some of the humor is a little frat boy. It's not my favorite type of humor, but I got past that.
I don't know. The head guy, he's just very cringy. Makes me sick to my stomach. The Aquaman guy makes me like cringy.
Guy kind of grosses me out.
Him and his dolphin.
That is just
yeah,
so
that
cringy.
is just the best.
I don't know why they gotta go there, but okay.
Yeah, and you know they're all a bunch of sexist jerks.
Yeah.
And so,
which
is normal everyday
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, nothing new, but so yeah.
I don't know. He's so. What is his name? The head guy, the blondie.
Yeah.
He's so hardcore. Like sometimes he makes my stomach hurt because he's just so.
What an interesting villain, right?
There's something wrong.
The ultimate
in his head.
superhero. I love
the
that.
way he thinks about things is like.
The way
like
he
a
melts
child,
people with his
like
eyeballs.
A child. He's like a child with too much power.
He's
you
like,
know?
oh, let me just melt somebody with my eyes.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like Brightburn should have been.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I find that show. I think it's going to be really successful. I think.
Pop Culture
really
Geekery says if it made you sick, they did their job. That's what the comic was like.
Yeah. Really.
Homelander. Is the
Homelander.
Homelander.
Yes.
That's who he is.
Yes.
Yeah. No, like you said, as a concept, right? And the way it was going, I liked that part, but then it would like make me sick to my stomach, and I'm like, should I watch this? I really kind of want to watch it. Yeah, I want to watch it,
but I pushed through.
But it's like horrible. Okay, it's great. Okay, god, oh.
Yeah, it's
but
not
I really
fun to
like
watch.
the Carl Urban character.
Yeah, well, Carl Urban.
He's funny.
He's funny.
I like his sidekick, the kid. He's so good.
But yeah, overall it was good. It just was very cringy.
Hard to
and made
watch
my stomach. It was hard to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good.
Which is how I feel about that other one. What's the other one that's like all the shorts that are like horror? They're not horror really. They're like Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
That one too.
Yeah, I've watched only a couple of those.
Those are tough to watch.
Those are tough to watch.
But if you go into like adventure, which I like adventure, Jack Ryan, I really like watching Jack Ryan. The second season.
Jack Ryan was really good. Jack Ryan was really good.
Because when I watch it, I think I'm like in like a role-playing game.
Oh, really?
I see some of the stuff that he does and happens.
Well, Vince likes a lot of those like spy-oriented type shows. What was the other one that you watched? Where you were never sure if she was like a double agent. Hannah.
That was so good.
Hannah was good.
Yeah, Amazon Prime, they're doing pretty good for themselves.
I like some of their stuff.
They started out really slow, but Netflix is dominating.
Yeah.
Hulu has the advantage of showing what was on TV, network television, and cable. So you kind of need that if you missed that stuff and you want to watch like The Good Place and, you know, stuff like that. Watch what's on TV. But their original programming leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, I started watching Handmaid's Tale.
I heard that was good.
I had to stop a couple seasons in. I mean, they really diverged from the book.
How they do.
The book. Now there's another book. But, yeah, I guess maybe I just have a really hard time with this beating down of women on television. I mean, it's like we get enough of it in our real life, right? We want to see
Let's
empowerment.
maybe not watch it.
Yeah.
I would like to see them come out with something good zombie-wise. Like, we really liked iZombie.
Oh,
And then
Daybreak on Netflix.
really watched Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, Santa Clarita Diet was awesome.
So I was wondering about Daybreak. I
Daybreak-
had heard it's pretty campy though.
in a great way.
Oh, okay.
I don't normally watch shows with teens, like as the main characters. That's not my bag. I'm not like a CW type person. Like I don't normally, unless it's like
Sabrina. Hello.
Sabrina does it for me.
Yeah,
But
same.
Sabrina has some great older characters. But the whole thing about Daybreak is that all that's left is teens.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Well, did you ever watch Anna?
Anna and the
Anna and the
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse? Is it anything like that, or?
It's not musical
No,
and it's not
boring.
it's not cutesy. It's more like Kick-Ass. That's what it reminds me of.
I couldn't even get through the first.
You know
episode.
Kick-Ass, the
Yeah,
kid
yeah, yeah.
superhero.
Love
That's what
Kick-Ass.
Daybreak reminds me of.
If you want to,
But it's smart. It's very intelligent.
if you want a little bit of a different zombie one, there's one on Netflix called The Rain, which is an international one. It's Scandinavian.
Yeah, there's a lot of those foreign language ones that I hear are getting really great, like Dark,
Yeah, Dark's good too.
that I haven't watched.
okay.
And then I've heard people bring up some ones that have subtitles that are supposed to be
I love
really good.
subtitles, except when we're watching with Vincent. I'm not allowed to watch with Vincent with subtitles because then he pretends that he can speak the language of whatever country of origin is on there.
So repeat exactly what they say right after they say it.
He's not a linguist. Don't watch. No.
It sounds like the language.
No, and then he complains because it's too much reading. Because he doesn't like to read. If I was gonna read, I'd get a book and watch some TV. TV.
And,
you can't play on your phone while you watch a
and
subtitle
another
show,
good
right?
one with people coming back from the dead is The Glitch, apart from season 3, which is very good.
The glitch.
Yeah, it's an Australian one.
Ah, you would like that.
Yeah. Well, I did.
I'm playing.
I did up until the 3rd season, and it was like, yeah, they clearly got halfway through season 3 and went, oh, we've been cancelled. Let's just go off the rails.
I know, it makes me nervous, like, The Mandalorian having such a good first season, like when it has such a great
But it's Favreau,
first
right?
season,
Yeah, so.
like, it
He's
can
super
really,
talented.
and then like with Game of Thrones, you know? It's like things can start out on a really high point and then they just, and Lost, and so many things start out so great and then they just go downhill.
Yeah, but I think the main reason that Game of Thrones ended the way it did is because they didn't have content. They had to create content out of thin air.
After using a book that was already written. And Mandalorian's totally original.
Totally original,
I mean,
so you
and
don't have
there's
to worry about
so many Star Wars shows that, you know, have different showrunners and producers and writers and stuff, but they're under the helm of Disney. So, you know, hopefully it will continue.
So-
Well, I think the thing is not letting them go past where sometimes they try to hold on for too long.
Yeah, Joe says, so no reading, I guess, means no anime, huh, Vince? I watch sub.
You watch sub, just not dub.
Just
No,
Sub,
you watch
not
dub,
I
not
watch
dub,
not
sub.
Dub, not sub.
But, like, I was really bummed that Lucifer wasn't going to have any more, and then they picked it up on Netflix because people made such a ruckus about it. So, and I have,
Yeah, they did that with The Expanse on Prime.
so I have liked it. I feel like they're still in a good place. I don't know how many seasons they have until they're not in a good place, until they've run that cycle of shows.
Well, and that's another
you're
show. It's a
watching it.
formula, right? But,
Right.
But then there's this through line subplot
Right.
of the supernatural that changes throughout the season. But the show is formulaic as far as like solving cases.
It just reminds me of Bones with Satan.
Yeah.
But the cool thing
Supernatural.
about
It
that
does, but I love
is
Bones.
Lucifer is coming back for a 5th season on Netflix. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
watch-
gonna happen, and the really cool thing is that we got to see Lucifer in the Crisis.
In Crisis on Infinite Earths. So we're big into like Flash and Arrow and all of that stuff. So that every once in a while they do these big crossovers. So right now they're doing Crisis on Infinite Earth. So it's Supergirl and Flash and Arrow and
What is that, a
Black
TV
Lightning.
show?
Yeah, they're all TV shows, but that have come together for this one mega TV show.
Oh, that never goes well.
No, it's awesome. No, it's awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
Really
no, it's
good.
awesome.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And Lucifer was on that?
Yeah.
Well,
Is he a
he's-
comic book character?
He's a DC
He
character.
is, he's a DC.
Actually,
Yeah.
can you see a Lucifer and Constantine show?
Yes, yes, because
they meshed really well.
their interaction in that show was really good. I could see that, and I miss Constantine's show. Constantine's another comic character.
Yeah.
If you saw did you ever see the movie with Keanu Reeves?
Probably.
Yeah. So it's similar but better.
Yeah.
It's what Constantine should actually be.
Yeah, and if you like Sabrina, it's that same kind of occulty type stuff, and he knows spells and he does all that stuff. So it's very cool.
Sabrina's coming back.
Love Sabrina.
Yeah.
Again,
And then Picard is coming to CW. Is it called Picard or they're calling it something else?
It's called Boring Guy.
They said that that the old Star Trek universe is gone in this show. Which means what?
Very, very boring.
What
guy
does that
in
mean?
opinion.
That's so depressing. Like you're gonna eliminate it.
I would
or
watch Patrick Stewart do
something.
anything.
But a lot of the people are coming back. A lot of the characters are coming back.
I know that I like a lot of those Star Trek.
I love Next Generation, hate actors. Ruins the show for me.
I'm not big on meeting people, celebrities either.
No, I would rather
They say don't meet
just-
your heroes, right?
Yes, because
No.
Yeah.
So I don't have that same sort of conventions just to sign photos of themselves and take selfies with people is very strange.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
agree.
the whole thing with the boys, right? Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like it, and I don't want to meet him. I've heard
I don't
stuff.
wanna-
Be cool guy in real life.
Yeah.
So I think I could just watch Patrick Stewart be who I think Patrick Stewart is, and I would be cool.
You don't
with
want to
that.
get that. You don't want to ruin that by meeting him in
Like-
person.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum seems like
Jeff Goldblum would be
Jeff Goldblum
probably number
is
one on my list.
Totally Jeff. Like we saw
To
him.
me.
I saw him for like 5 seconds at Alamo City Comic Con.
Did
I
you?
was dying. I wanted to see him. I was
He-
whining, and he was walking
But
right
my
next
love
to me.
for him goes back to
Girl.
like when I just opened my eyes as a baby, like Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo
and
Banzai, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Earth
The
Girls
Fly,
Are Easy.
Earth Girl.
Oh
My
God,
love for
I
him
love
runs deep.
Same. He's
I
so
love what he's done.
gangly
What
and
he's done with his
awkward.
career.
Love him. No, now you're gonna draw Optimus and Jeff Goldblum. Jake, thanks a lot. No, I love him.
I love
But
him.
he's
I
very
love him.
odd.
He's odd, but in a great odd
That's
way.
why I love him.
He always plays his
Himself.
himself.
Yeah, he plays himself because he's extremely odd.
Oh my God! Have you ever seen The Tall Guy? That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
I don't
with
think
him.
I've seen that one.
It is so funny. So
think I've
funny, and
seen
he
that.
does the Elephant Man, the musical. It's really funny.
No, I don't think I've seen that. I guess we'll have to find that one and check it out.
There's a couple with him that are really great. He did this one documentary where he does the Music Man, I think in Philadelphia or something. I forget what that one's called. He's so funny. He's so great. It's like a mockumentary. It's really good.
Well, talking about Jeff Goldblum, we're watching the World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
That's on
Uh,
Disney,
Disney
Plus.
Plus.
That's on Disney Plus.
That's really cool. I like watching some of that stuff.
It reminds me of other shows that they have like on Netflix,
Yeah.
where you're getting to see like the
How it's
behind
made.
how it's made, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But it's with Jeff Goldblum, and he's
And then
real
they have
weird.
the Imagineering story. I haven't really gotten deep
I haven't
into
gotten
that,
into that
but
one
some
either.
people really like that.
Yeah.
Talking about how Disney was built and
Built it.
everything.
You know what we saw the other day? If you really like Disney, that I thought was a really fun movie was Saving Mr. Banks. Have you seen
Oh
that?
yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, we had not seen that, and I had been wanting to see it for a long time, and so we saw. But I don't even know if we saw it on Disney Plus though, or we actually saw it on Netflix. I don't know. We have so many services. Maybe we saw it on cable. I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's impossible to keep it all straight these days.
I think we saw it on Netflix.
Okay,
Finally got released on Netflix.
we saw it somewhere, but it's a really great kind of behind the scenes ish
Like how a movie gets
esque of
made.
like how
Yeah.
a movie gets made and what they go through and what her background story is of why the characters were
Yeah.
important to her and stuff like that. So okay.
And what is coming up on what? There's some Marvel stuff coming up on Disney. The one WandaVision. What is that? Who is that? Who's WandaVision? Is that the chick that's with Vision, or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And on Avengers.
Yes.
And what's her?
She's
What's
the
her
red
power?
red
The witch.
No, that's the
Red
Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch.
Is that who it is? The
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch. Her name's Wanda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wanda Maximoff.
Okay. Is it going to be with the same actress?
Yes.
Something Olsen. What's her
So
name?
do they bring back the other
But-
Marvel
Elizabeth
shows?
Olsen.
But they're also
Disney
that
Plus.
WandaVision they said is unlike anything that
Really?
anyone's seen.
Really?
I like
Like-
that.
They say it's going to be like a throwback to like a sitcom.
Oh, really?
Pretty bad, according to this, maybe.
Hopefully, maybe we're on.
I don't know. It was dark and
Maybe.
scary. It was
Yeah, I
dark,
think-
and we were scared.
Think we're on.
So is there gonna be like a big chunk in there that's like just nothing?
No, it's gonna
Splice
start.
it?
It's gonna splice right where we stopped.
I don't think it does
It does.
because it says we're up to 50 minutes now.
It does.
Okay.
Well, you know what we forgot to talk about?
What?
We forgot to talk about Castle Rock and the other Hulu original series, Future Man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Castle Rock, y'all haven't watched that yet,
No,
right?
because we don't
No.
have Hulu.
It's very interesting because it's like the culmination of his career in like a series because it's each season is standalone and it's got its own homage to a particular story. Like the one that's running right now, the second season is kind of like an homage to Misery,
oh, cool.
but not. It's kind of not. It's okay. It's not as good to me. The first season had the guy who played Pennywise,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Skarsgård,
Mm-hmm.
boy. And it was riveting. I mean, it was really good. And I thought, oh, well, this is going to be just like a whole new resurgence of Stephen King's career,
Yeah.
like a whole new thing. And, I mean, listen, Stephen King doesn't need Hulu to research. He's doing his own thing. He's got his own constantly things going on.
Yeah.
But,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I guess it's bringing it to a new generation. Kind of like It.
Kind of like It, yeah.
Yeah.
The reimagining of It
Yeah.
has gotten more.
There's always
people
going to
reading
be, I
Stephen
guess, a
King.
market for that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I think they're doing a pretty good job. I'm not as into season 2, but we'll see because each season's going to be standalone. So we'll
So
see
maybe you
what
just
the
don't like
next,
the storylines
maybe it's-
of 2
Yeah,
and
maybe it's
3.
just like
He's
not my
got so
favorite.
many books. You could go on.
Yeah, but it's cool the idea of making it a universe because also the first
Well,
one had
his
some
books-
Shawshank Redemption in it.
I was gonna say his books are supposed to be a universe.
Oh,
like
are they?
within his mind. If you pay attention, there are snippets in his books that link
Interesting.
to other books.
I thought it was like one of those things like when fans write all the Pixar movies in one universe.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
they
that's
explain
something
that,
that Stephen King
and that
has
they
always
just,
had.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
very cool. I'm glad they brought that. Out. And then Future Man was just way off the rails. I mean, that show is weird. The first season I thought was hilarious. I enjoyed the second season, and then the third season got weird. Like, it lost me.
Is the
It
third
lost me.
season even out?
Or maybe it was the second season. That
I think it's the second.
Second season
First
got
season
weird.
was really good.
first season was really
because
good.
there was a lot of. It's like basically if you took Last Starfighter,
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, and Terminator, and mashed them all together and put a lot of gross out
That's
college
exact-
crap humor
that's-
into it,
Sums it up perfectly.
With- with a lot of 80s and 90s references and a lot of
Yes.
gaming references.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it is.
That's
Yes.
what it is. Okay.
So the first one deals with them traveling forwards and backwards in time and a lot of stuff, and then they get
With
stuck.
Josh Hutcherson
Oh,
from
Okay.
Hunger Games, and
Yeah.
And they
he's
also
pretty
have,
funny.
an adult version of Haley Joel Olsen.
Yeah,
Oh.
Haley Joel Osment is
Yeah.
in it.
oh, is he?
Yes, he has a pretty big role in it.
And he's kind of freaky because he's an adult, but he still looks like a child. He's so cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the first season was really, really
so that's
good.
Yeah.
on Hulu as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
First
so
season
we
was
don't.
And they've got stuff like, did they do? Oh, they got the Runaways, right? The Runaways. They've got some stuff that's comic book, superhero-y,
Yeah,
original programming,
which they will lose,
kind of teeny boppery.
lose to Disney. But
They're-
then again, Disney own, what, 50% or 40% of Hulu anyway.
Oh, yeah, didn't they just sign a big deal together?
Yeah, I think so.
All hail Disney.
Getting
what are we
big for their
looking forward
britches.
to this year?
I'll
This
watch
year?
The Mandalorian again. I'll watch all the episodes.
Is that going to be
again.
back this year?
No, I'll just watch all the episodes again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah,
was
no, it is
what went
coming back
away?
this
That's
year,
what's
in
coming back
November.
that we really like.
Mandalorian is coming back in November.
Oh, you're
This-
Oh, really?
The Walking Dead should be coming back. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I love The Walking Dead.
that show died for me so long ago.
I've gotten to where I can almost tolerate Fear the Walking Dead. It's kind of like I'm almost tolerating.
Well, all the people that you hated are dead.
It's true. That's why I like it.
Isn't like the
There's
whole
a win.
cast like gone
That's
from
a
The
win.
Walking Dead?
That's a win.
That's
yeah.
a win. No,
But I hear they're supposed to do like
a
crossover.
Well, aren't, they
Again.
aren't they supposed to be doing like a third Walking Dead series now?
Maybe.
I
I
don't
think
know,
I might have
they
heard that
probably-
too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're
They're
making
pushing
so
it.
much.
Female.
They're pushing it too far. Yeah.
Girl power.
Girl
Girl
power.
zombie power.
Girls
Oh,
Well, I think
yeah, yeah.
Ghostbusters
with
for
children.
the movies with
Yeah.
children.
Okay, we should probably wrap it up before we lose power again. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to is Stranger Things coming back?
I don't know.
Yes.
Usually around around
Not
October.
until October,
Yeah.
November when the Mandalorian
Yeah.
comes back.
Mr. Robot's on USA, but we've been watching it on Netflix. So season 4 should be coming pretty soon.
I did
like
not
Mr.
know that.
Robot.
Yeah, I like Mr. Robot a lot.
I don't know what's just streaming that's coming back. I feel like everything.
It's like hitting someplace before it comes to the streaming.
Yeah, like Magicians. It's like
In The Good Place.
my
and
favorite, The Good
stuff like that,
Place.
yeah.
Good Places ending.
We're all looking forward to watching lots of TV. No matter what it is, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it. Streaming
We'll
or
just
not.
may decide that we hate it, but we'll watch it at first. All right, we better go because it's flickering again.
So thanks for checking us out. Sorry about the power thing, but we can't control the weather. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen. That's Alicia. Thanks, Stuart.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button and geek out, I say.